Welcome to the Outer Rim of Deck Strategies, where we avoid the meta like Luke avoids family reunions. Today we're sharing 4 tips for how to win with Kanan. This is a moderate speed, high synergy deck, and you should plan to close out games in or around your 7 or 8 resource turn. Kanan's ability lets you spend 1 resource to give a shield token to a creature or specter unit. If there's another creature or specter unit on the board, Kanan deploys as a 5/8 shielded. Here's a quick snapshot of the deck. The link is in the description. Tip number 1 for playing Kanan is to play units below curve. Specifically, play units 1 below curve so that you can use Kanan's shield ability every turn if possible. Tip number 2, prioritize early healing. If you can get 3 to 6 points of healing on the board in the early game, you're going to have that much better buffer in the late game. Tip number 3, protect your units. This is a deck that really shines with lots of units on the board. Do everything you can to protect them so that you can outpace your opponents in the mid game. And finally, use the synergies in the deck, which we'll get into now. Key synergy in this deck, number 1, is between Calm in the Storm and Lothwolf. Lothwolf is a 3/3 Sentinel turn 1 play that can't attack, which means it doesn't matter if we exhaust it because it couldn't have attacked anyway. If you're playing against a deck without removal, this can be a really powerful turn 1 and 2 combo where you drop a Sentinel that's 3/3. At the beginning of your next round, you play Calm in the Storm, exhaust the unit, make it a 5/5 shielded, and then you can use Kanan's ability to drop a second shield and make this almost impossible to clear if you're playing against a deck without removal. Synergies number 2, we're going to look at some individual cards, but Yaddle is going to give your other Jedi units Restore 1. This can be great for healing. Ezra Bridger, you can give experience tokens to creature or specter units on attack. Sabine's Masterpiece, you can get 2 healing and 1 damage if you have the right units on the board, and Kanan has a great healing ability as well. But the big synergy, the most fun one, is number 3 between Ghost and Phantom 2. So when Ghost is on the board, while it's upgraded, it gains Sentinel, and each other friendly Spectre unit gains this unit's keywords. That means when you attach Phantom 2, every Spectre unit, including your leader, gets Sentinel and Grit. That means your opponent is going to have to attack into your units, then making them more powerful and letting you close out the game. This is a really fun mechanic. Alright, our first match is against Han2 Green, which has limited removal options, so I'm feeling pretty confident. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to mulligan this hand to see if we can get Lothwolf, and there it is. And we'll lead with our 3/3 Sentinel. Claim initiative. And we have Calm the Storm for our turn 2 play. And there you have it, our 5/5 shielded Sentinel on turn 2. And in just a moment here, we can add a second shield. That's got to be frustrating to see. Let's see what they do. Alright, headed into our 4 resource turn. We've got to decide what we want to do. Our Sentinel could protect Kanan. But we may want to play Ezra here. Yep, we'll go ahead and add a second shield to Lothwolf. Is it Lothwolf or Lothwolf? If you know, please let me know in the comments. And I think we're going to play Ezra Bridger so that we can buff Lothwolf. Alright, Force Throw. What are we willing to lose here? None of the options would kill our units, so I'm still feeling pretty confident. Let's see how this turn goes. Okay, here's a tough decision on the resource. I'd like to keep Phantom 2 in case Ghost shows up. A great alternative to that is having our lightsaber to drop on Kanan. So I think we're going to, for his flip turn, so we're going to get rid of Kanan. And we'll attack 3 to base and buff Lothwolf. Alright, this is going to be frustrating for them. We're going to shield Lothwolf again, which leaves us with 4 resources left. I think we're going to play Phantom 2, and we'll decide if they drop another unit, whether we're going to play Force Throw or not. Okay. Rebellious Hammerhead to pull the shield off of our Sentinel. They've got a bunch of cards, so I doubt they're going to have something. They're going to discard something worth 5, but let's see what they do. 2 damage. Not bad. We're going to play Phantom 2 and claim initiative. I take that back. We're going to play Phantom 2. They're going to claim initiative, and we're going to pass. Oh no. They dropped Han and then claimed initiative. That's an interesting choice. Okay, we're not going to resource this turn because we might need this confiscate, and I don't want to spend only 3 resources. So let's see how this goes. Alright, they're going to ambush with Blue Squadron Leader into Lothwolf. We're going to drop a shield on Lothwolf. Guys, this Kanan deck can be so frustrating if you don't have removal when you're playing against it. Alright, we'll attack 3 to base with Kanan, and this time we're going to buff Phantom 2. Another blue leader. Are they going to ambush? Yep, they ambushed into Phantom 2. I wonder if they knew that Phantom 2 had grit. Either way, glad we chose to buff it last round, or it would not be alive right now. Alright, we'll drop our lightsabers on our existing units and see what comes up. Alright, this turn, looks like we're going to space, because that's the option we have. We need to attack with Phantom 2, because if we don't, we're not going to get the chance to. So we'll push another 7 damage to base. Then we'll see what they decide. Okay. General's Blade on Han is an interesting choice. Oh, they concede. Alright. Our next match is against Luke Data Vault. So we are going to have some removal to deal with in this deck. Let's see how it goes. We're going to mulligan that hand. We were trying to get Lothwolf, but didn't. So let's decide what to resource. I think we're going to resource the Rivals Fall and obviously the duplicate Hera. I don't love having to go to ground with Hera on turn 1, but at least we got a turn 1 play. And we'll get initiative. We need to decide what to do this turn. We'll resource Luke, although there's only 2 in this deck, so a little disappointing to see him this early. We'll drop Sabine, or Sabine's Masterpiece in the space arena, and see if they have a way to clear Hera. Nope. Alright. I kind of thought they may do damage to base, which was a reason for not immediately attacking with Hera, so we could restore that damage, but we're still in good shape. Alright. We have Ghost and Phantom 2, so this could shape up to be a fun turn, or a fun combination. Alright, that's a frustrating Sentinel to deal with, but at least we can shield Hera. And there we go, we'll just trade shields, but at least we get to restore 1. Alright, they create an X-Wing token. We're going to go ahead and attack into base with Sabine's Masterpiece, which lets us restore 2 because we have Hera on the board. And then we'll drop Phantom 2 because they can't kill it. Alright, not confident in our ground game with that shielded Sentinel they have. But I think we're going to try a Lothwolf Calm the Storm turn. Let's see what they do. They could clear it with Kanan. But I think they may trade their one of their shields either on Alliance Dispatcher or Village Protectors. Alright, or X-Wing because they're afraid to lose it. So they're trying to push damage. I wasn't expecting that from this deck, but that's alright. We'll heal that 2 damage back and do 3 to base with Sabine's Masterpiece. Okay. Well, that's alright. We'll take the 2 damage to Hera and see if they choose to take out Hera or try to push damage to base. If you're in this situation, if you're them, what do you do? Well, drop Luke. That's an option. Alright, 3 to base with Phantom 2. They do 4 to base and shield their Sentinel again. Okay. We'll claim initiative after dropping Yoda. Alright, there goes Hera. That's okay. I'm interested that they passed without attacking with Village Protectors. That feels like a miss, but that's alright. We're going to resource Sabine and immediately attack in with Sabine's Masterpiece to restore 2. Actually, I take that back. We're going to attack with Phantom 2. And the reason is we're going to drop Ghost, and we want to then use Phantom 2 to attach to Ghost. Yep, they use Luke to knock out Sabine's Masterpiece, and they might have done that to Ghost if we hadn't have attacked with it. They're trying to prevent that damage. Alright, we're going to use 1. We'll attach Phantom 2 to Ghost. Right now, that doesn't look like a big deal. Most of their power is on the ground, so they're probably not worried about it, but they will be here in just a second. I'll go ahead and attack into their Sentinel. I'm currently thinking we're going to play defense on the ground. We're going to drop Kanan, who will also come out as a Sentinel because of Ghost's ability. And we'll go ahead and clear their shield. See if they choose to attack into us or not. No, they don't. Okay, this is a pretty good draw. We've got Calm in the Storm if we want to shield and buff one of our Sentinels. We've got Fell the Dragon if we need it, Rivals Fall, and Luke. The question is which one to resource going into our 7 resource turn. I'm thinking we want to keep Rivals Fall, and we'll probably resource Fell the Dragon. Okay, they dropped a Sentinel in space to try to slow things down. They could clear Kanan with Luke this turn. Trying to decide if we're going to play defense on the ground, but then we only get to spend 2 resources this turn, or if we want to, yeah, we're going to take out Luke with Rivals Fall. Now they can attack into Kanan, but he'll clear anything they have on the board. And, I don't know if they realize this, he has Grit because of Ghost's ability. Probably should have attacked with Kanan there, because they can clear him with either unit. Alright, the right play if you're them is, let's see, we're going to clear their Sentinel, draw a card. Hey, we drew Yoda. Alright, and then my guess is I think if I'm them right now, I clear Kanan, but I don't attack with X-Wing. Okay. they used a shield to prevent Kanan from taking damage. I don't know why they attached a shield to Kanan. I think they made a mistake there. Maybe a misclick. Either way, this match wasn't going to go well for them. Okay, we don't need 2 ghosts. They do have a sentinel in space, so we'll attack in with Kanan. They'll play Takedown. We'll play Luke to take care of their sentinel, and that is game. Alright, our last match is against Bane Tarkintown. It's a deck that still is doing pretty well in the meta. Let's see how it does against Kanan. Alright. As a general rule, if I don't get Loth Wolf, I tend to mulligan, because that's my favorite turn 1 play in this deck. But we're going to have to settle for Yaddle. They play Strike Ship, and they're going to clear Yaddle with Tarkintown. Yep, there it goes. Okay, this is a tricky one. I'd like to play Phantom 2 this turn, but they could clear that because I have initiative with their Strike Ship, so I think we're going to pass, let them attack in with Strike Ship, and then play Phantom 2 so it stays on the board. That lets us claim initiative and decide what to resource here going into our 4-resource turn. We'll clear their ship because we take no damage back. Drop Sabine's Masterpiece, and then we can either force throw to have them discard a card, or we can shield one of our units, and I think we shield Sabine's Masterpiece because it's the one that I want to protect right now. Alright, headed into turn 5. We don't need 2 force throws, especially if we only have 1 force unit we can drop. Alright, and they cleared Phantom 2. Probably the right call if you're them. We will drop Ghost and then attack in with Sabine's Masterpiece so that we get the 2 healing from Ghost. And we'll do a damage to Ghost, that's alright. We'll resource Sabine, and then decide what we want to do. We're going to attach Hera as a pilot. That gives both of our space units Sentinel. Too bad they don't have anything in space for us to use that to our advantage. We could play Kanan here, but I think they'd just take Kanan out pretty quickly. So I think we're going to attack in with Ghost. We'll attack with Sabine's Masterpiece, restore 2 plus 1. There is Bane. And we're going to go ahead and drop Kanan. No, we're going to give a shield token to Ghost. That means we can't play our Kanan card, so we're probably deploying Kanan, playing Force Throw, and then dropping Yaddle. And I think we may want to clear one of their ground units here. Okay, they go to space, and we have to do 2 damage to a unit. We'll do that damage to Ghost. We're going to discard our own card with Force Throw to clear a unit they have on the board, and then we'll push 5 damage to base. Drop Yaddle. Now they have initiative, but I don't think they have anything that can get them the fatal line here. We need to attack with 7 damage. The question is, can they clear Ghost? 2 damage to a unit. That is okay. So they're going to capture Ghost with Bane. Not a bad play. We also lose our Hera upgrade when they capture Ghost. Yep, there it goes. Okay. Yaddle gives us restore. Kanan's pretty safe. We're going to Force Throw. Okay, 2 damage. Putting that there means at least we've got a trade if they decide to attack Sabine's Masterpiece. But they push damage to base, okay? They can do 4 more damage with Cad Bane. Good news is when we attack with Yaddle, we restore 1, and then we're going to go ahead and restore another 2, and we will smuggle Cassian Andor for the win. So is this deck competitive? We're going to give it a 3 out of 5. It's a lot of fun and probably good for casual competitive play. I don't know that I'd bring it to a competition that I cared a whole lot about though. Thanks for watching, comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe.